The Nigerian government is telling Nigerians that their recent policies of petrol subsidy removal, Naira devaluation and many other failed policies, that these policies are not the sole contributor to the hardship that Nigerians currently face, that Nigerians were already destined for hardship before they came to power. Wow, this is a very irresponsible thing to say from a government. It is also a self-indictment. It means that they understand and accept the fact that their policies brought about hardship. They are only arguing that other factors are also contributing to the hardship. Yes, they didn't lay the blame solely on the Buhari administration. They are following the tradition of APC. They always blame others. They don't ever take responsibility for their failures. Buhari criticized Goodluck Jonathan when he was campaigning for president in 2014. Despite all the criticisms, he came to power. He continued blaming him till he left. He never turned things around. He left the exchange rate at about 800 Naira, that's the black market rate, while during Goodluck Jonathan's time, it was still at 180 Naira to a dollar. This current administration already blamed Buhari a few weeks ago for leaving behind an empty treasury. They also blamed him for the mounting debt profile. Debt servicing in Nigeria takes up to 99% of revenue, and their solution to increase revenue was to devalue the Naira. What it means for the government is that if they continue earning the same amount of foreign exchange every year, by devaluing the Naira by nearly 100%, they effectively double the amount they earn when they convert that to Naira. Under Buhari, the official exchange rate for the customs was about 500 and something Naira to a dollar. Right now, it is about 900 and something Naira to a dollar. So, effectively, the official exchange rate will never drop below that. Buhari, in his quest to increase revenue, resorted to borrowing, but the money was still not enough. That was why he started printing Naira to the tune of 25 trillion Naira. At the time he printed that money, the exchange rate amounted to about $50 billion. Yes, even Tinubu advised him to print Naira when we were in recession in 2020. So you can see the similarities between the two administrations. They don't know how to generate revenue. They only know how to borrow money, print Naira, or devalue the Naira. Increasing revenue doesn't just start and end with increasing taxes. You have to reduce the cost of governance, just like the new Argentinian president is doing. He cut down the number of ministries from 23 to 9. He sold a majority of the presidential fleet. He did a lot of things to cut down on government expenditure. That's how you know someone who is serious about solving their problems. Nigeria and Argentina are facing the same thing, high inflation and a devalued currency. But in their own case, they are already tackling the problems. In Nigeria, they continue to devalue more, they continue to blame others. They don't want to reduce their expenditure. They don't want to behave like people who are bankrupt. It will be interesting to see the progress the two countries will make in about 2 years. It's already predictable because Argentina is moving on the right path. A government can be telling their people to tighten their belts, that there will be economic hardship, while they go on wasteful expenditures and budgeting money on non-priority projects. Another self-indictment that one can pick from the statement of the government is that Tinubu didn't do his homework before contesting for the election. Not doing his homework means he couldn't find solutions to the myriad of problems Nigeria is currently facing. Of course, that wasn't his priority because he said that it was his turn. It wasn't just his turn, but his ethnic group's turn to produce the president. But does that in any way solve the myriad of problems we are currently facing today? Absolutely not. Yes, Nigerians are divided along ethnic lines by politicians. They tell you this one is trying to harm you, this one is trying to steal this from you, that they don't belong here, they belong there. All these are tactics of politicians who can't compete. on a level ground, so they resort to ethnic bias, tribalism, and all sorts of things in order to divide the people's vote. They will tell you to vote for your brother, but your brother won't solve all your problems. Why is it in politics that we always talk about relatives or brothers? Does anyone demand the ethnicity of a doctor in any hospital before accepting to be treated there? Does anyone demand the ethnicity of a driver before boarding a public vehicle? No one does that. So why do we allow politicians to deceive us on the most important job? The job of a president is a very serious one because they direct the affairs of everything happening in Nigeria, including abroad. They decide foreign policy. They decide virtually everything. Look at how the simple removal of petrol subsidy have grounded Nigerian economy. No one can move anywhere. Transportation cost has doubled. People have lost their jobs. All this because it was not done the proper way. Not that the petrol subsidy removal should continue. After all, they said that the budget this year alone would have gulped 7 trillion naira. Yes, it's a huge amount of money, but the problem is the resultant economic hit that arose from the petrol subsidy removal far outweighs the 7 trillion naira. Yes, that's the reality. Every country in the world subsidizes energy or petrol in one form or the other. Ours shouldn't be different, not that it shouldn't be removed completely, but alternatives must have been created before the removal. Even removing the first subsidy at once is a no-no. No economy in the world will survive it. You can't increase the price of petrol by 300% in America and you say their economy won't take a hit. Petrol was being sold for 185 naira per liter. All of a sudden, it went to 500 and something. Now it is selling for 600 and something naira per liter. No country will survive such an increase within a very short time. So the gradual removal of the petrol subsidy should have been done after they've successfully created alternative energy sources for at least massive transport buses to utilize, before they will now start removing them gradually till they achieve 100% removal. There is one thing that many foreign institutions that like to advise the Nigerian government don't seem to understand. Ours is a unique case. Petrol and diesel powers many small businesses, SMEs, and huge factories in Nigeria because there is serious power shortages in Nigeria. If they were to depend on the public utility company, they will be out of business. So the government should be happy paying the petrol subsidy because they know they are supporting local manufacturing. The government can't provide sufficient electric power to power the economy. As a result of that, economic operators had to resort to using generators that are powered by diesel and petrol. And the government comes again to remove the petrol subsidy. How is the economy going to grow with all these bottlenecks? You can't provide electric power. You can't allow an affordable petrol to power the equipment of manufacturers. The incompetence and lack of empathy is out of this world. These people have nothing to offer. Now they have shifted the blame to Nigerians. Their own failures, they have now shifted it to Nigerians, that Nigerians were destined for hardship before they even came to power. How about resigning since it wasn't what you expected? Yes, we know it's like pouring water on a rock. They will never resign. They rather stay there and things continue to get worse. When is it going to get better? When are Nigerians going to demand good governance? Why should we continue to allow people make excuses, take us for unintelligent people that will accept anything, any excuse they give? They are good at blaming others, but they never ever take responsibility. Thanks for watching.